Raider Nation, listen up. The Silver and Black kicked off their preseason against the Seattle Seahawks, and the scoreboard told the story of a 23-23 tie. Now, let's be real. Nobody's popping champagne over a preseason draw, but the first game is about more than the score. It's about seeing who steps up and who needs to step it up. Some plays showed promise. Others? Let's just say the film room is going to be busy this week. Coaches like Antonio Pierce and his staff will expect more, and they'll get more because the bar in Las Vegas is set higher than what we saw last night. Before we get into the biggest winners and losers, make sure you subscribe to the channel, hit that like button, and don't forget to ring the bell so you never miss the latest Raiders news. Now let's get into it. We'll start on the offensive side of the ball, then move to the defense. From number 5 to number 1, these rankings show exactly who made the strongest case in this first preseason outing and who's got work to do. At quarterback, Aidan O'Connell set the tone early. His stat line might not blow you away, but numbers don't tell the full story. Rolling right and firing a strike to Trey Tucker showed confidence and timing. He also dropped a perfect ball to Dante Thornton Jr. that should have been caught, and another to Jakobi Meyers that slipped away. The completions that did stick were sharp, and that's exactly what you want to see from the man leading this offense. Next up, Trey Tucker earns the number 4 spot. 1 target, 1 catch, 15 yards. Simple, but it mattered. The play wasn't just about the yardage. It was about awareness. Tucker read O'Connell's movement, broke off his route, came back to the ball, and made himself a target. That's the kind of chemistry that keeps drives alive. At number 3, Dylan Lobb made his case as a roster dark horse. 5 carries for 34 yards, including a 24-yard burst to the outside, plus solid special teams work. He's still fighting uphill to make the final 53, but performances like this keep his name in the conversation. Sliding into the number 2 spot, Shedrick Jackson had the game's highlight moment, a 41-yard touchdown grab from Cam Miller. 4 catches, 76 yards, and 4 targets later, he left no doubt he can produce when called on. He may not crack the deep Raiders receiving core, but he absolutely boosted his practice squad chances with a confident, polished outing. And now, the number 1 offensive winner, Cam Miller. The rookie quarterback made the most of his moment, going 6 for 7 for 76 yards and a touchdown. That scoring throw to Shedrick Jackson wasn't just a stat. It was a statement. Pump fake, perfect placement, and the poise of a veteran under pressure. Miller's mobility added another layer to the offense, something that fits perfectly in a system that values the threat to run. He outplayed Aidan O'Connell on the night, showing command in crunch time and nearly leading the Raiders to a win, if not for a blocked field goal at the end. For a player fresh out of the FCS, that's impressive. A few honorable mentions. Alex Bachman, 2 catches, 36 yards, showing he can be a reliable option. Ian Thomas, 2 for 24, with another big gain erased by penalty. Philip Dorsett, 3 catches for 36 yards, steady as always. Dylan Parham, only 4 snaps, but the added muscle this offseason is clear. The Raiders believe in him. Dante Thornton Jr., mixed night, a drop early, but also showed elite deep speed. On one route, he left his defender by several steps. With a stronger throw, it's a walk-in 60-yard touchdown. Cam Miller might not have locked up the QB2 job yet, but after this performance, he's forcing the Raiders to take a serious look at him in that conversation. Now for the offensive side's biggest disappointments from the preseason opener. Number 3, Tommy Mellott. Right now, he looks buried on the depth chart. As a receiver, he's sitting in the 8th or 9th spot. And even on special teams, coaches leaned on Dylan Lobb over him. One kickoff miscommunication, where neither returner secured the ball, nearly became a disaster. Mellott drifted dangerously close without making a decisive play. For a 6th-round pick, these early signs suggest he's still adjusting to the speed and decision-making demands of the NFL. Number 2, Aidan O'Connell. 2 interceptions early, one underthrown deep ball to Dante Thornton Jr., the other a telegraphed pass to Alex Bachman, put the Raiders in a hole. Credit to him for leading a touchdown drive later, but overall, the outing left more questions than answers about his readiness as QB2. Number 1. The entire offensive line. Thayer Munford looked overmatched. Rookie Caleb Rogers struggled heavily. Charles Grant flashed promise, but was quickly reminded of NFL reality. Jackson Powers Johnson still isn't getting the starting reps at center many believe he's earned, with Jordan Meredith taking those snaps instead. DJ Glaze saw plenty of work, but Parker Clement had a rough night. By the fourth quarter, seeing rookie lineman Lokai Tosi at right guard next to Dalton Wagner at right tackle was more curiosity than confidence builder. The Raiders' offense can't afford this level of protection breakdowns, preseason or not. Time to flip to the defensive side, counting down the top 5 Raiders defenders from the matchup with Seattle. Number 5. Isaiah Pola-Mao, free safety. His interception stopped the Seahawks drive in its tracks, laying out to snag a poor throw from Drew Lock. The play showed his ball-hawking instincts, but the rest of the night was inconsistent, missed tackles, and over-pursuit hurt his overall grade. Still, turnovers matter, and he delivered one when the Raiders needed it. Number 4, Tyree Wilson. The defensive front struggled overall, but Wilson had moments where his power and length showed. A tackle for loss early in the game stood out, and the Raiders used him both inside and on the edge. The flashes are there. The challenge now is consistency. Number 3, Tonka Hemingway. 3 total tackles, a pass deflection, and steady disruption while moving between defensive end and defensive tackle. Among the rookies on defense, Hemingway looked the most NFL-ready in this game. Number 2, Jamal Adams. The linebacker played with urgency from the snap, flying to the football and setting the tone with his speed and aggression. His energy was exactly what the Raiders' defense needed on a night where finding standout performances wasn't easy. Number 1 defensive winner, Thomas Booker. From his first snap, Booker's quickness off the line jumped out. He consistently pushed his blocker into the backfield, collapsing the pocket and forcing the quarterback to adjust. The stat sheet may only show 1 tackle, but if you watch the game, you know his impact went beyond numbers. Interior disruption like that changes drives. Booker looked like the second-best defensive tackle on the roster behind Adam Butler, and on this night, he might have been the best. He played stronger and more decisive than John Yulu, Zach Carter, or J.J. Pegas. The Raiders need more muscle inside, and Booker made a strong case to be part of that solution. Honorable mentions: Trev, key blocked kicks swinging momentum. Zach Carter and J.J. Pegas took advantage of extra reps with others struggling or sidelined. Chris Smith logged the most defensive snaps of any Raider, showing coaches are evaluating him closely as a potential long-term piece. Hugh Blue Kelly, shaky early, but responded well, made some solid plays, and showed toughness after taking a big hit. Booker set the tone for the defense, the kind of performance that earns more snaps when the games start to count. Now for the defensive side's biggest disappointments. Number 3, Trey Taylor. He saw plenty of action, logging one of the highest snap counts on the defense, but missed tackles and poor pursuit angles hurt his impact. With the opportunity to solidify a roster spot, this outing felt like a step back instead of forward. Number 2, J.T. Woods. Expected to show versatility in the secondary, Woods struggled in coverage and was caught over pursuing on multiple plays. He bit hard on play action and never found his rhythm. Right now, he looks more like a practice squad candidate than a lock for the 53. Number 1, the starting defense as a whole. The front 7 couldn't generate consistent pressure, linebackers were a step slow, and tackling issues popped up across the board. If this unit doesn't tighten up before week 1, it's going to be a long season. Finally, the biggest defensive disappointment, the Raiders' trenches. Missed tackles, poor edge containment, and constant over-pursuit plagued this unit from the opening snap. Darren Porter and Eric Stokes both struggled to set the edge, and Seattle's second-string offense gashed the defense for 68 rushing yards on their first 2 drives, against a lineup that included many Raiders starters. That's a red flag. When a team that prides itself on physical dominance in the trenches loses that battle, it impacts everything from pass rush to run defense to overall control of the game. The same concern applies on the offensive side. Even with a talent like Ashton Genty, running lanes won't open without better blocking. Yes, it's only preseason, but execution and physicality matter now if this team wants to compete in September. The commitment to excellence can't just be a slogan. It has to be visible on every snap, from the first whistle to the last.